It's Hunter Wardman and Slava Gorbunov from Engage IR here. We're talking about the Engage Investor app, which is a really exciting tool, a product that we've launched a little over a year ago now to help both investors understand their investments better and find new investments, but also to enable companies the ability to communicate directly with their audience, with their investors. It's an ecosystem that helps solve two sides of the equation. Slava, I think I want to start out with saying something and get your reactions to this because I think that a lot of investors don't have an information problem. There are quite high disclosure requirements on companies in the Australian market. So there's a lot of information out there, which is a good thing because you can make decisions from that. But the problem is that there's a lot of noise, a lot of opinions, a lot of news articles and announcements to keep up with. Do you tend to agree with that? And what do you think the Engage Investor app does to help solve that noise problem?
Yes, I agree that the problem is the overdose of information, right? And as you said, companies have to publish something to the market, so there is a responsibility and compliance, right? So companies have to publicize what they do in a specific format, so everybody interested can make decisions. Plus, there is also other forms of information, say advertising or talks that people do or publications or review of general work that companies are doing, something like this, right? And also there is platforms out there that provide you all sorts of information. And what I personally needed in the beginning as a potential investor or as an investor is something that will kind of be more structured towards myself, and it will highlight for me something that is important to me. Because out of this noise, okay, we can read whatever news in the world and then say, okay, these things move, this company is doing this company is doing that, this is the stock price, but then I don't know what to do with this. And I think general, because let's say my friend is asking me, oh, Slava, what do you think about this company? I found it popped up somewhere. What do you think? Like, is it worth looking? Is it not? I'm, say, a mom and dad investor, and I think, what should I do, right? Without the need to spend thousands of dollars on analysts or market research, right? So, and in this instance, I think something that shows me out of all this, I look at some news feed, and then because I've specified, okay, I'm this investor, I'm interested in this capitalization companies, for example, or I'm interested in gold producers, or I'm interested in oil, or I don't know, biotech, for example. And then every time I open something, there is a piece of analysis that tells me, look, this is interesting. Have a look, because it's then you can make an informative decision, something like this.
I want to go back to something you said a little bit before in terms of the almost how important it is to have a traffic light on the announcements so that you know the red ones are the ones that you really need to focus on, whether they're good or bad.
Yes.
The yellow ones, if you've got time, you should read, and the green ones are probably regulatory filings.
Yes, that's right.
I think that's one thing that a lot of people out there are trying to do. So we've done market research, and there are people out there creating their own tools and models and agents that are trying to assess announcements. However, they're very precise and fine-tuned to the way that you've set them up. Whereas we've taken a whole of sort of market and a whole of announcement approach to apply a rigorous traffic light assessment to what announcements you need to pay attention to.
That's right.
And I think that's one of the benefits that we've got with our product as well.
Yes. Plus, we also try to serve the needs of the companies, right? Because let's say a company wants to raise capital, right? And the platform is already researching what you did recently and what's your capital structure right now, what is that you're doing that potentially makes you as a company a candidate for capital raise, right?
Yeah.
So this brings two worlds together. So people who are interested in investment, right? I say I have some free capital which I want to put somewhere, and here on the app I can see straight away, okay, there are potential candidates, so we can start communicating, right? Or I can further my research because our platform already is showing, okay, this is a preliminary analysis, right? It's not a buy, sell, hold. No, we don't do this. We don't kind of instigate this behavior, and we don't give advice at the moment. We just give you information and analysis. Say, look, this is interesting. Take a look because this is your particular interest, for example. So yeah, something like this. And let's say depending on the type of investors as well. So there are instos there is retail investors, and the platform allows you to see information that is relevant to you at your fingertips. Plus, then you can expand your search on the platform as well. So yeah, and communicate with the companies too.
I think that's a really important one because a lot of people, you can always email the companies, but you never know if it's going to get to the company, if they're going to respond. But that's what the app enables is that one-on-one messaging between anyone who uses the app and the client codes,
Exactly.
the companies,
companies,
on the site. But then also to have the capability for those companies, if the companies think that a conversation thread they've had with an investor resonates with, or could resonate with the market, they can go and publish that as a message board post that exists in the newsfeed for other investors to see as well. So that's sort of the power of this community, this network that we're building on the platform.
Exactly. Additionally, there is a feature that allows you as an investor to actually select what you want to ask the company about. So it's like usually when, let's say, I'm seeing a person who is a CEO or a board member, what do I ask them? It's like many people, I suppose, out there, they just
It's like
stuck.
It's like when you're in an interview and they ask if there's questions at the end and you've got no idea.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. So in this instance, we are building something that aids investors to have a conversation and then get the answers they want or they need, right? Rather than they want, for example. So yeah, this is also another bit that is interesting, which is part of the platform, really useful and stands out, I would say.
Yeah.
Out there. So
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're still building out the app. We've got some milestones that we're wanting to tick off. We're looking to list on the app stores. We're looking to enhance sort of the way that the app ingests other news sources. So from
And other markets as well.
and other markets as well.
Yes.
So there's a really strong pipeline coming.
Yeah.
What's sort of the appeal to someone joining the platform here and now? There's still teething problems, but there is still an offering there for people to start using today.
Yeah, because they will become part of the platform. They will be already receiving all these benefits that are there already, plus new upcoming features that obviously will be tremendously useful. So I would say subscribing is a very important thing. So subscribing means you will get all the added features that are not available for free, because now everybody can start using the platform, get on our feed, and get some features that are already there, and building audience, the ever building audience of companies who are willing to publicize their work, use our platform as well from another side of the equation, right? So this will help a lot in the future.
That's one of the things that when we did our market research recently, we went out and asked people what they're using at the moment. There were people that came back and said they're using Claude and other agentic models, but that they chew through a crap ton of tokens.
Yes,
that's a big problem.
Exactly.
We're almost democratizing that and allowing everyone access to the same AI analysis. I mean, it's sort of that rudimentary, the traffic lights, but it's better, and it's got all of these different themes and topics that you're pulling out of a specific announcement, and it makes reporting season, which is coming up soon, really it streamlines that process
Yes.
a lot, because you
Absolutely.
take what is a 100-page annual report down to the summary on the
Exactly,
screen.
which you can literally see on one screen. And
Yeah.
it makes sense, and it's saying, okay, this is very interesting topic out of this entire presentation. That's what
Yeah.
you need to take care of.
Yeah.
For example, that's all, right? Another thing, you mentioned the App Store in the future. So what we decided to do in the beginning is to just get the app out there, because it's available regardless of the platform, right? When you have a browser, you can just jump in to the URL and then use it, and then, for example, save it on your phone as a shortcut, and it appears like an app. So this is straight away available. But of course, for people out there who prefer the way to use systems via, or apps via App Store or Google Play, we providing this capability very soon. So
Yeah, I think that's really exciting, and it takes the potential of that much further, because we can leverage push notifications so that people
Yes.
get updates right into the pockets
Exactly,
of their
real
phones,
time. Yeah.
real time.
Yeah.
Leveraging the live link that we have to the ASX's
Yeah.
data platforms,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the advanced modeling capabilities that we're getting through
Mhm.
Microsoft with AI and all
Yeah.
of that sort of thing. So I agree, it is a really exciting time to join on the
Yes,
platform.
that's right. Because there will be more and more coming.
There's
It's
more
really
features coming
exciting.
out.
Yes,
I think
that's
it's
right.
I think it's a call out to users as well, to be if there is, this is sort of your tool as well. If there's things that you want to see on there, we'd encourage you to reach out. You can reach out to info@engageir.com and send any of your thoughts through. We're always keeping an eye on that feedback mechanism, and there's always updates and new little things that we're bringing out to support you on your investing journey.
And one other interesting bit is, we build it as investors for investors on one side, and as people who understand the corporate side of this as well. So we doing good for a lot of things.
Yeah,
And both sides, and this is really important.
I mean, my aspiration for the tool is that it becomes almost like a social network between investors and companies.
Yeah.
Companies have obviously a need to engage with the market to keep their share price, to raise new capital,
Yeah.
to communicate and meet their disclosure levels. But equally, investors are out there looking for the next opportunity.
That's right.
So the platform that we've created enables both of those parties to cohesively work together. You see
Yes.
other platforms that do this already. There's the Reddits and the Hockhoppers of the world that are sort of these rant forums where some disenfranchised investors can go out and just go on a whim and say, I don't like this company because X, Y, Z. The Engage Investor app is a bit more of a mature approach to allowing that network of investors to communicate. And I think that's a really strong part, because they add to the noise, right? Those comments add to the noise, whereas we're helping streamline, ensure that the messaging that you hear is the messaging that the company actually believes in and it has authorized to come out. And that's a distinction. That's why that's another reason that we're that much stronger.
Plus, when you were talking about, let's say, conversations somewhere out there, these are more, again, generic. So I'm on generic platform having a conversation. Okay, it's cool. But here, this is a channel that you kind of jump in, and you just, how in the Finding Nemo, there were fish that they were like flying with a stream, right? It's kind of underneath.
They get caught in the
ocean. Yes,
currents.
that's right. So it's the same thing. You just jump in and then you target towards specific destination, rather than just, okay, I have a random conversation and I need to check all those Reddits of the world to, you know what I mean, to discuss my investment needs, for example, or talk to a specific company. So Engage Investor app, for example, is the already built channel where you can hook up with the companies directly, even, so it's like much more valuable.
Yeah. And
So-
we've already got users, messaging companies on the platform. There are people using it to help them make decisions and interacting with the announcements and the news feeds that are coming through on there. So that it's building together to create a almost or to become that one-stop shop for investors. You have your announcements.
Correct.
You have your all of the sort of non-regulatory like news things that companies are wanting to publish as well. That's coming on there. News coverage from Stockhead and the AFR and everything else that pins online. Everything's coming through in the one place.
Exactly.
So it's upwards from here.
Yes, onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards.
Absolutely. That's right.
Well, we might cut it there.
Good.
Good to chat.
Yeah,
I think we
likewise.
should keep on chatting and keep talking about the products and the new features that we're bringing out as well.
Yes. Exciting times ahead.
Awesome.